Good morning, gardening friends. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I haven't done a garden tour really in a while, so I finally moved my bench over here, had my coffee here this morning, and I was just looking at my garden and thinking all the things that need to be done. So we're gonna tour today, take a look at some of the garlic that's getting ready, check on these carrots over here. We're gonna harvest some kale and just probably put some cardboard all where I harvested potatoes over there. I'm trying to leave these onions for the bees because they have beautiful flowers. So yeah, I can't wait to get in here. My family's still sleeping, so I can't get my gardening clothes on. So I'm just here in my robe. And even though my garden looks a mess, so I'm really happy about this kale. It is somewhat under the shade of this tree, so it's doing okay in the summer heat. And y'all, the weeds, I mean, I mulch so hard through here, but you can see the grass is still coming up. So I have some volunteer watermelons right here. Let me zoom in. So some watermelons came up and they look like they might do something. And then through here I started some more. So, like, as you can see, I mean, if I don't put down this cardboard, the grass will come, and as you can see, it's just going to keep spreading. So it's hard to pull right now because the ground is dry, but usually I just put the cardboard. I've got a volunteer pepper here, volunteer basil, and I've got some casualties. Squash bugs, y'all. Let's see if we can see one. But I know that's what it is. I have such a hard time growing squash. I don't even grow summer squash because of that. Nothing really going on through here. I threw in some buckwheat and just for a little cover crop, and because my seeds got wet, so I had to throw them in. Okay, so I planted more acorn squash here. And so far this is doing well. Got it pretty heavily mulched. And then of course this is strawberries. They've already given me some, but it looks like we're gonna get a second round. See the flowers? Some flowers. Alright, and then in here are my cantaloupes. And I have one that I don't know why it's so wilted today, and it looks like what happens with squash bugs, but usually they leave my cantaloupe alone. But look, there was a baby cantaloupe, so I hope it shakes back. I don't know what happened. These are all volunteer zinnias and a volunteer dill, but I have a few other cantaloupe plants in here that are doing well. Alright, and then on this side, these are volunteer tomatoes. I have not supported them. I'm pretty sure these are from my compost, so don't really have the best of luck with volunteer tomatoes. So I'm not stressing. If they do well, they do well. Here's another one, and since it's not supported, it's just laying down, so just let them go. There's something to be said for just having some wild things. I do have, let's see if it's still here. Well, there's some strawberries. Those look pretty good. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm seeing this. It actually made some soybeans. Look how cute. So I didn't have a lot of germination with these. And then look, the weeds. I mean, it's crazy. So over here I just harvested potatoes, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover this with cardboard today and give it a month or so before I plant it, or I might wait till fall because it's just gonna be so hot. And I'm looking forward to fall crops. The garlic is almost ready, you guys. Look at this. So I'm gonna pop one out and show you that it's looking really good, but I like to wait till it really dies off. It's so hard to do, right? Because it looks really sad. Oh, it looks like my dog's been digging in here, so we can just look and see. Got a pretty good clove there. So, I'll just cover that up. I did harvest some the other day, and some were small, some were big. So, it's doing great. Through here, I have a couple okra coming up. I've got nothing in here, right here. And then all of the zinnias that I planted around this tree stump / burn pile, I moved over to here, and now I have this lovely little flower bed in the front. Sunflowers. Y'all, I'm not even that good at growing sunflowers. Don't ask me why. But it looks like I'm going to get a few. So that's awesome. And then over here, we have flax and ground cherries. So let me get a little closer, but look at this flax. It's starting to flower. There's a purple flower. And all the ground cherries just volunteered and came back. Uh-oh, we've got a friend. Hello. May I help you? She's getting so big. You gonna help me? Yeah, okay. Okay. So here's a ground cherry. And if you haven't seen it, it'll put out these little, they're like Swedish tomatoes, like kind of sweet tomatoes. And this is a weed. Here, you can have this. Here's a weed. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see if I can find a ground cherry that's put out one to the ground. They're thick through here, though. I probably should have thinned them, but again, I'm just kind of letting some stuff go wild. Look at this. That is a flax flower. Oh my goodness. So cool. And once again, you can see the grass coming in through here. And through here I've mulched pretty well, so the grass has stayed back a little bit. Alright, so peppers. And here's my little row of tomatoes that I have in this front garden. Lots. These are Romas. So I'm getting flowers. I'm using these little plastic clips, and it looks like it's grown right into that. So I'm not sure how much I love those. I usually use old t-shirts. So just a few tomatoes. Hello, spider. And in between the tomatoes are peppers. My peppers are tiny, but they'll come later. That's usually the way it goes around here. So I have been pinching suckers off of these. I've got some kohlrabi that was just like thrown in here. I've got a pepper. And then cardboard for the win. I know it's ugly, but it keeps the weeds at bay. So over here, I have some late started cucumbers because I forgot that I didn't have any seeds. Like, how could I not have cucumber seeds? I'll do better this year, but I didn't have any, so I had to go and order some. A couple different new kinds of cucumbers, so when they come out, I'll definitely talk about them. And then this is just an old kale that's surviving the game here in full sun, so it won't be much longer. Actually, I might take it down because it looks like it's getting eaten up. I'll probably harvest some today and then take it out. All right, here's the ground cherries. And you want to eat them when they fall on the ground. which most of these have not yet, but that's how they grow under there. When they fall on the ground, and you eat them. I've got another cucumber here. Almost done. I'm going to show you the stuff I have growing out there, which is going really well. And then we'll be done. This is the yarrow that I planted from seed last season. It's so gorgeous. And then in my little cage here, I have a little zinnia and this African daisy. And I did not want my dogs to lay on this because it's so beautiful and it's the only one I have left from seed. Got some kale and zinnias through here. And then my onion bed, which I'm leaving these flowers for the bees and the pollinators for a while. But I've harvested most of them. And once they start to, once the tassel like falls to the side, they're ready to harvest. So I've harvested most of them. But like I said, I just wanted to leave these, not only to get seed, which I have never grown onions from seed, but it's a goal, but for the pollinators. And we've got this ginger, so cool, can't wait for it to flower. And, oh, I promised we would harvest a garlic. And then these carrots, I've been thinning them, but they're doing great. Let's see what we can see down here. I probably need to do more thinning on these because they are pretty thick. And I have little onions in with the carrots, but they're getting pretty shaded out. Let's see if I can find one. Yep, they're still small. And then where my peas were, I have a tomato and a cucumber right next to each other, and a zinnia, and I think I put a few more cucumbers around, so we'll see what comes up. So let's go look out there. Alright, so I've been really happy with this so far. These are my dig and flip beds, and I finally got some mulch on them. Really excited about this yellow daisy right here. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. And I have quinoa that Elizabeth sent me from Husky Richie Farms, and she sent me this last season, and I saved the seeds and grew some more. And this is a cherry vanilla quinoa, so pretty. I've got some onions here that are pretty much ready. I'll go ahead and take these. Oh, those are looking big. And the zinnia, that's a pretty color. And then here I have peppers, basil, and tomatoes. So the tomatoes are showing their first fruit. And I like to interplant onions with the tomatoes and basil. These are some banana peppers, I think, or what are these? Yeah. Oh, pepperoncini peppers. So I would like to pickle these, but I love those in salads. Hey, get out of here. So yeah, I've heard having onions with your tomatoes will deter pests, and I love growing tomatoes up a fence. You again. Oh, God, goodness. Okay, go on. So again, over here my peppers are really small, but they're coming. And I don't top my peppers, I just let them go. Got some really small tomatoes through here. Stop. And another pepper. This is another store-bought one. The store-bought ones will make peppers earlier, but they won't be as abundant as the seed ones. We got some basil in here, and this is a lime tree that has survived. This part didn't survive. It's a key lime, so I need to probably transplant that so I can move it inside in the winter. And here is where I planted some quinoa that never came up, but I've tried to put in some sunflowers. So yeah. And then strawberries, strawberries, and strawberries. So that's pretty much it, you guys. What a beautiful morning. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna get some work done in the garden before it gets hot. And oh, I promised you I would harvest a garlic, so let's go harvest a garlic really quick. And if you notice, I finally got a little fence up. I just picked up a little roll of fencing. Now it doesn't keep the animals out because it doesn't go all the way around, but it just kind of makes it look a little better here. Makes my husband happy because he thinks my garden's messy. Okay, so let's look at one that's fallen over. Look, there's a potato right here. All right, so when it's keeled over like that, I'm pretty sure it's given up. It's ready, but this looks like a small one. That one didn't do a lot, but it'll eat. So let's try to find one that looks a little bigger. My animals have been digging in here, those naughty animals. All right, let's pull one that looks pretty thick here. Looks pretty strong. Let's go ahead and see how that is. Okay. It's not even cloved up yet though. So I might need to just give these longer, which is what I was already thinking, but pull another one. Yep. It hasn't made little cloves. Now again, those will eat, but that's not ideal, so I'm gonna let this go a little longer. And I mulched it pretty well, but the weeds are still trying to come up. Grocery store garlic.